When the world first learned that Prince Harry would dedicate his post-royal life to philanthropy, many believed it would be a noble continuation of Princess Diana's legacy. Yet, beneath the polished speeches, celebrity endorsements, and glossy headlines, a troubling narrative has begun to unfold. A charity scandal now threatens to engulf Harry, and at the center of the controversy stands Meghan Markle, whose influence has long been accused of steering the prince away from authenticity and into a web of self-serving deceit. This so-called modern royal couple promised transparency, compassion, and groundbreaking global initiatives. Instead, critics argue, they have delivered little more than smoke and mirrors, using charitable ventures as vehicles for personal branding, lavish lifestyles, and political posturing. With lawsuits mounting, questions surrounding funding, and former insiders stepping forward, the cracks in Harry and Meghan's philanthropic empire are becoming impossible to ignore. When Harry and Meghan launched Archewell Foundation, the world was sold a vision of progress, mental health awareness, climate action, and humanitarian aid. But documents later revealed murky financial trails, late tax filings, and a pattern of prioritizing PR optics over tangible results. While Harry appeared as the face of compassion, insiders whisper that Meghan was the strategist behind the scenes, meticulously crafting every announcement for maximum personal exposure. Former staff members allege that meetings were less about solving world issues and more about how Meghan could reframe herself as a global icon, eclipsing the royal family she had left behind. The heart of this scandal lies in the unanswered question: where exactly did the money go? Several reports claim that millions raised through partnerships and charitable events have resulted in shockingly little documented impact. Grants were delayed, project budgets slashed, and beneficiary organizations left hanging. Charity watchdogs in both the UK and US flagged inconsistencies in Archewell's financial disclosures, raising red flags about its operational integrity. Critics argue that Meghan's constant push for flashy projects, Netflix specials, Hollywood networking, and curated photo ops drained resources meant for actual charitable work. This pattern has drawn comparisons to the couple's infamous Spotify deal, which collapsed after millions were pocketed, but few results delivered. Behind Harry's carefully staged appearances, Meghan's hand is unmistakable. Multiple insiders claim she frequently overrules charitable advisors, redirecting funds and attention toward causes that enhance her personal narrative rather than those with the most urgent need. For example, while Archewell promised significant support for frontline COVID workers, far larger sums reportedly went into projects tied to Meghan's personal brand, including media campaigns positioning her as a female empowerment figure. Her approach has been described as corporate-style branding rather than grassroots philanthropy, reducing Harry's once-beloved humanitarian image into what critics call a celebrity marketing ploy. Former palace staff who worked with Harry before Meghan's arrival have noted a drastic change in his charitable priorities. One senior aide confessed that Harry used to be laser-focused on veterans, mental health, and African aid initiatives. After Meghan entered the picture, everything shifted toward how a charity could leverage visibility for them as a couple. Worse, allegations of staff mistreatment within Archewell mirror earlier bullying complaints from Kensington Palace. Several employees reportedly left after Meghan imposed unrealistic, ego-driven demands that derailed long-term projects. This exodus has left Archewell hollow at its core, an organization rich in press releases, but poor in delivery. Perhaps the most damning aspect of this scandal is how Meghan's involvement has distorted Harry's connection to his late mother's charitable legacy. Princess Diana was revered for her authentic, selfless activism, often working quietly, away from cameras. By contrast, Meghan has been accused of exploiting Diana's name for public sympathy while simultaneously undermining the values Diana stood for. Even Harry's well-publicized visits to Africa, once seen as heartfelt, now feel curated, polished, and branded. Critics argue Meghan has weaponized Diana's memory, transforming Harry's philanthropic pursuits into an industry of grief and victimhood that benefits only themselves. Whenever scrutiny intensifies, Meghan's strategy has been predictable: deflection through victimhood. Allegations of racism, media harassment, and royal cruelty resurface conveniently whenever questions about money or accountability arise. This tactic has created a shield around their charitable endeavors, making critics hesitant to question the legitimacy of Archewell for fear of being labeled biased. Yet, as more insiders break their silence, the pattern of deception becomes harder to ignore. Supporters who once donated enthusiastically now express disillusionment. Social media forums and watchdog platforms have been flooded with questions like, "What has Archewell actually achieved?" Donor fatigue has set in, with many unwilling to contribute to an organization whose impact remains invisible despite millions raised. Meanwhile, Meghan continues to appear in high-fashion magazine spreads and Netflix productions, optics that jar uncomfortably with the struggles of those charities Archewell was supposed to help. Legal experts warn that if proven, financial mismanagement or deliberate misrepresentation could lead to severe consequences for Archewell, including loss of charitable status. Already, the UK's Charity Commission has expressed interest in the matter, while US watchdogs monitor filings closely. For Harry, this could mean irreparable damage to his reputation, and for Meghan, it validates long-standing accusations that her involvement in royal and charitable circles was always rooted in ambition, not altruism. The Prince Harry charity scandal is more than a headline. It's a revelation of how philanthropy can be twisted into a tool for personal gain. What began as a promise of compassion and change has devolved into a cautionary tale of celebrity ego, financial ambiguity, and manipulation. At the center of it all stands Meghan Markle, whose antagonistic role in this saga cannot be overlooked. Far from elevating Harry's legacy, she has entangled him in controversy that risks undoing everything his mother built. The world is watching closely, and unless transparency and accountability are enforced, Archewell may become synonymous not with hope, but with hypocrisy.